Welcome back to Crochet with Lulu. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are safe from the storms that rolled through last night. We had some pretty bad weather in Tennessee. Thankfully, where I'm from was safe. We're all safe and nothing major happened. We had some terrible wind. Still have some wind going on this afternoon. Nothing major here in our area, and I'm so thankful. I'm so sorry of the devastation around the Nashville area in Tennessee. Please pray for all of those families that were affected and devastated by these storms. I just wanted to say hello. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry I haven't gotten on here much this week and given any tutorials. It's been kind of hectic around here. We're under construction. We have sheetrock finished on the living room walls. My son is going to paint. He's got some more mud maybe to do on them, and then sand those areas and paint. And then we have a dear friend that's coming, him and his wife, on Friday to help my son and us, and which I won't be able to do much. I just kind of supervise, from a distance. I don't even supervise. I have no clue. I just know the sheetrock goes on the wall, you put mud on it, and then you paint it. They're going to finish the dining room. We already had the electrical work done. It'll be so nice once we get that done and we can get a table in there, get my son's books moved in there. It's going to be really nice. I wanted to say a few things before I get started on my Happy Mail and gifts and things that I've received. I was on Facebook earlier and I saw that a dear friend of mine had passed away. She was, I think she was going to be 81 maybe, the 12th of this month. My heart is broken, and she was one of the sweetest people I know. She trained me. I was about 13, 14. I had a friend of mine worked for a school program, and she cleaned the schools, which meant, wiping the desk, getting the gum out from underneath the desk. I don't know why people used to stick their gum under their desk, but they did. I didn't. I was always like, I didn't want germs. But she kept telling me, come and apply. So I did. And where I applied for, my later friend, was the manager of the office. And it was a state job. And of course, back in those days, my father was a minister. I had to wear dresses, high heels, hose. Please don't make your children wear pantyhose. I hate dresses. Now, anybody can wear dresses. They look fine. I don't like dresses. I had to wear them. I don't like them. But she hired me to work in her office, which was a very, very strict office. Not by her, but she trained me so well. I was 13 or 14. I was in 9th grade. I was going into the 9th grade. I would ride the school bus to the square, what we call the square, where the office was at. And she would see me walking home after work, and she let down on her car horn and, no, you stop. That precious woman. Sorry. She picked me up and she wouldn't allow me to walk home anymore. She drove me home every day. She said, it just doesn't look good for a young girl to be out walking like this. And she said, I want you safe. And I was so thankful. And it was unheard of in those days for you to get hired on a second time to work in that office, because there were only two full-time workers, and that was her and the other girl. But she hired me for a second term the following year. Just so precious. She trained me. Of course, I grew up in the days of I don't even know if we had a teletype machine. We didn't have a teletype machine. We filed index cards, and we had to put codes, numbers, and a certain color pencil. You couldn't write with ink pen. You had to use a certain color of pencil to mark things, and that was when we knew those people came in the office, and the equipment that they used and so forth. And she trained me. She trained me how to answer the phone. And back then, you didn't just answer the phone, hey, or hello, like we do now. There was a long thing that you had to memorize, and she trained me. One of the most godly women, just a beautiful angel then. And I know she's an angel now. I know she is. But my heart breaks for her family, because she was such a good woman. Beautiful, just beautiful. She was as beautiful now as what she was back then. I saw some pictures that her granddaughter had posted, and it was beautiful. She was just so beautiful. How many times I wanted to go see her, and I would talk myself out of it. When you get older, sometimes you don't always know what to say to people. Like I do, I ramble. And that's probably not a good trait I have. But I thought so many times I would love to have gone and just sat down and visited with her. And every year, I would send her a Christmas/birthday card. And I'm so thankful I mailed it last week. I don't know, if they were able to get it to her. I don't know. But she knew I loved her, because every year I'd tell her how much I appreciated her for the care and the love that she had in her heart for me. Just a young girl, So if you know anybody, maybe you haven't seen them in years and years, go see them. Call them on the phone. I had her phone number, but I never wanted to bother her, because I knew that she had a son that was my age. Love him dearly, love his family dearly. And I knew she had grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I just didn't want to bother them. Send them cards, call them on the phone, go visit them. Let them know how much they mean to you, because we never know. We just never know. So anyways, I'm sorry for the tears, but she was such an angel to me. As a young girl, you don't forget those people. From her training and her love and her patience, I know she had to have patience with me. I know she had to have patience. She never used a harsh word. She talked so soft, just like that. Her mannerisms, I will never, ever, ever forget her. She's someone that I have loved from the time I was 13. I'm 58 now. I love her, and I hope her family knows how much I loved her and how much she meant to me as a young girl, and the patience and the understanding, the love, the training that she had and that she gave me has lasted me all my life. I was able to use what she trained me with every job I ever used, and so I beg you, if you're training a younger person, use love and care. Firmness, be firm. But use love and understanding and care, because that's what she did with me. She warmed my heart at such a young age. And she was so good to me. She didn't have to take me home from work. She could have let me walk. It was not a long walk, but it was a hard walk, and I had to walk through town to get to the street to where I lived. And then there was a giant hill. And in high heels, now, I would have gone prepared. I would have taken a bag with tennis shoes and socks and all that good stuff. But back then I was a kid. I was a young kid, 13, 14 years old. So I didn't know to take extra shoes, I just didn't do that. I wore what I wore. And I will never, ever forget her. So if you're training a younger person or anybody, do it with love and care. Be firm, but be loving, be tender, because you don't know what they deal with and what they go through. And I had a hard time. And she made me better. And she made me always want to do better and always wanted to do a good job. Everywhere I worked, I wanted to do a good job. I wasn't perfect. I never was perfect. I'm not perfect, but I always, I would strive to do the best I could, and the best I knew how to do, because of her love and her care and her training. And I had to get that off my chest, and I'm sorry. But sometimes we let things get by us and don't let someone pass and then regret. I regret that all those years ago that I didn't go see her when I could have. But like I said, I just didn't want to bother her and her family. Love her family. They're just precious, good, hardworking people. And I just never wanted to be a burden or bother them. But let people know how you feel about them. Always let them know how much you appreciate them if they've done anything for you. And I beg you to do for others like she done for me, because you never know that one life you can take and mold it. And she molded me. She molded a big hunk of my life and my brain and my personality. She molded me. And I will never forget her. I have always appreciated her and loved her. And everywhere I've ever worked, I've always used her for my example. She trained me. And I love her. So let's get into Happy Mail. I received some gorgeous Christmas cards, and I wanted to share them with you all. This is from Donna. It has a big turkey on it, and I love it. It says, "Gobble. Happy Thanksgiving. Dear Luann, sending you some Thanksgiving magic." This was a Thanksgiving card. For some reason, I just got it. Sometimes our mail gets confused with some of the other people on the street, and that's fine. That's fine. I appreciate it, Donna. Thank you so much. This is from Karen. And I love that. So beautiful. Let the spirit of love gently fill our hearts and homes. Hi, I just wanted to wish you a wonderful holiday and a happy new year, Karen. So sweet. So sweet. This is from Tracy in Arizona, and I love snow globes. My aunt used to have a collection of snow globes, and I would love to have room to have a big old snow globe. Dear Luann, sending happy holiday thoughts from Arizona. Wishing you all the best, Tracy. And she's got the cutest little penguin. I love penguins. This is from Bonnie from Seattle. Oh, that is so pretty. Christmas wreath. And she says, warmest greetings of the season and every good wish for the coming year. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Smiles, Bonnie from Seattle. This is from a local friend of mine. She was a caretaker of my mom when my mom was in the nursing home. And she was always so sweet and kind. And she sent me the prettiest picture of her little boy. And that's from Jackie and Kevin and Levi. And it says, Merry Christmas. I just love these. I love these. I also wanted to show you some gifts. I had a precious friend. I was gone the other day when she stopped by, but she left me a bag, and I didn't bring the bag over here, but it has Boston Terriers all over it, and it is gorgeous. And she knows how much we love our two here. And she brought me this coffee coaster. I only need coffee on days ending in Y. She knows me with my coffee. And this beautiful snowman. Is it not gorgeous? Oh, and it is so soft. I just love him. I have him over on the TV table by my son's big gnome. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love him. He's so soft. And she brought me socks. She knows I'm always cold. And I love these. They're so soft and squishy. So thank you, Ramona and Gerald, for thinking of me. I love you guys so much. Y'all are so precious. My friend Lisa came by yesterday. We have been having game night here. And so we have different people that comes and we'll play games. And so we've been buying a lot of games. She brought me some Uno flips. She brought me 2 decks of them. And I can't wait to play this. I can't wait to play this. I know there'll be a lot of yelling and screaming. We always have a big time. And then she brought me a needle book. I had sent her, she sews with a sewing machine and she hand stitches things. And so she goes to a quilting meeting on Saturdays. And I'd sent her a little thing showing the quilt books. And so this was, somebody had made these and she brought me one of them. And I just love it. You put your little needles in the felt. I just think that's so cute. I love that. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, you and John, for my cards. I love them. I can't wait for all of us to play and yell and scream and hoop and holler. I have notes here because I'm so bad to ramble. Buttons. Probably a lot of you saw my video that I made in Walmart the other day. I was so excited and I was so overwhelmed. I didn't film a lot of other things that I wanted to film, but I bought buttons. Can you imagine me buying buttons? Trying to get the lighting just right. I don't think that helps, did it? These are snowflakes. I am making my son a project for Christmas using the fiberfill and crochet. And so I bought these. I thought these would look so cute on the, I can't say it on here because he'll watch it and he'll know what I'm making. I thought that would be so cute. And then I just love these buttons. We love butterflies. And so sometime when I can talk about it, I'll tell you the story behind the butterfly and us. But that's got Paris things in there. And it's got butterflies. And I just think they're so cute. And then I bought these. I just thought these were so cheerful. Little ladybugs and I think a sunflower. Daisies, maybe. I guess daisies. But I love buttons. You know I love buttons. And I was so tickled because they had a plastic container and the top looked like a button. And I thought that was so cute. But I just hated to spend I think it was like $6.99, $6.97. And I thought, my friend Lisa gives me jars all the time to put my buttons and things in. I just hated to spend $6 something for a plastic container, you know. I should have because, I mean, you don't often see that. But, and just see how many buttons I could fill that up with. I used to, before I would throw away clothing and things, I would always cut the zippers and the buttons off of them, because it got to where, you know, I couldn't find buttons to sew on shirts and things. So I'm hoping when I moved, I'm hoping I still have that bag in my storage trailer. I wanted to show you a couple of beanies I've made. This is a camouflage one. A friend of mine, she lives in Salina, saw her Thanksgiving, and she was talking about making her grandson some blankets and loveys out of the camouflage. And I hadn't really thought much about using camouflage. And I just love the way the colors show up in this. So I've made this for a friend. She has 2 children and her son has 2 children. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try to make them beanies for Christmas. So I made that. I'm going to make 2 more men beanies out of the camouflage. And I thought, and then this goes to a little friend of mine that lives in Florida. And I'm making her boyfriend a black one. He wanted a solid black. He's in the military, and so he can wear, as long as it's solid black, he can wear it. I think even when he goes for maybe his drills or whatever, I'm not sure, but he can wear a solid black one. So I'm going to make him one, and I've got their Christmas card. And I got to go to TJ Maxx. I was so excited. I hadn't been in a while, but I was so disappointed, because normally they have a long coffee aisle, and then around on the other side, and the end cap, they'll have a bunch of coffee, and then they'll have a lot of the biscottis and things like that. Well, they had the biscottis, but they just had like probably 8, 10, 12 boxes of coffee. I was so upset, because I love to buy the bags from there. They usually have a lot of different flavors that I don't see normally when I do my Walmart order. So I was so disappointed. But I loved being in there, because I found some, I wish I'd brought them over here. They're the cutest gift tags. They look like little sweaters. My friend told me the other day when she visited, they look like the elf sweater. And they're just cute as they can be. And normally you get little bitty tiny gift tags. And these were so cute. And then, of course, I always have to look at the fur baby stuff. There was so many outfits I wanted to buy Sophie and Bigsby, but I didn't, because they have a whole bag of clothes now that they've outgrown most of them. So I guess we'll have to replace a lot of them. And what else? Oh, I bought my son a chess set. I've already given that to him for Christmas, since we do the game nights and things, and he liked it. He had showed it to me, and I thought, you know, if I don't get it now, I won't find another one like that. So it was really nice. And I bought several games at Walmart, and then my friend brought me the Uno flip, and so I think we're set for game night. I think we are set. My son just recently redone our basement. He painted the floors, and then we had some foundation work done, and so it looks good down there. We've got a lot of things we need to reorganize and combine, and you know, organization is a never-ending process. You always have to keep it organized. And so I am moving my yarns and things to the basement so I can start doing my recordings down there and my tutorials. It'll be a lot better. It'll be a lot easier. The light is up overhead. The table is large, so I can set everything I need right there, and it'll be so much easier. And then since we're redoing we're going to do the dining room, or well, he's going to do the dining room, and we need to get it all cleaned out. So I thought, this is my big chance. This is what I've been needing to do for a while. I get so laxed and I get complacent where I am. I think, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing with me. I'm bad to get complacent and laxed, and I will just kind of go with the flow. And sometimes I need to get up and move, so to speak. Well, figurative and literal. I need to get up and move. But, sometimes we get so comfortable in that setting. And I was so comfortable just walking around, go through the foyer and go into the dining room and get my yarns, because we just didn't use that room. But I needed to get my things together and get it in a place to where that I can see it better and know what I've got. And the basement's so big, so there's plenty of places down there I can put my yarns, and I can set up my camera, my tripod, and my table camera holder. So it's going to be so much nicer. I've just got to find some sort of like a cart on wheels or something for the games, because I don't want them in the floor, and I don't want them always stacked on the table. The table's beautiful. It's tall, and he's bought nice chairs to go around it, and I don't want it cluttered all the time with things. So we've got some more organizing to do. But right now, I'm so thankful that we are getting things done around here so that his house will be nearing the finish line. There's always something. By the time you get all those things worked, then you'll see something else you want to do, and that's fine. But I want it to where when he comes in from work, he's got something pleasant to see, and he doesn't have to worry about working here, because he does work hard. So I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get the sheetrock in there and get all of that fixed. And the sweetest little electrician, I've mentioned him on here. I don't know what company he works for or anything, but he came and done the electrical work, and he went above and beyond for us. And I'm so thankful that all that's ready. So I'll be so happy for my son when it's all finished and put together. But I wanted to say hello. I have not forgot tutorials. I have one that I want to do. Let me get my things set up in the basement, and then I want to start doing my tutorials. I'm hoping to do more every week than what I have been doing. Don't give up on me. Please don't give up on me. We've just had a lot going on, and I have not felt the best. I've not been sick, but the changes at the season, and one week you're so busy that you're focused on getting everything done, and then the next week, no phone calls, no visits, no nothing, and you're just kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how to describe it. I love visits. I love company. I love visits. I'm so excited that my two little friends, my son's friends, will be here Friday to help with the sheetrock, and we'll have company, and we'll have the hustle and bustle. I love that. I love when people come to visit, and we were going to have a big game night last night. We had all the food ready or bought. We didn't have it prepared, but we had snacks and things, and I was so excited. But the weather really wreaked havoc, and we were all scared, and so I'm glad they stayed home, and we stayed home, and they were safe. Their families are safe, and we're safe. So that I'm thankful that they weren't out traveling back and forth. We had our local Christmas parade, and I was so excited. I had to go down the sidewalk a ways to see it better. But I was so aggravated at the traffic. Our town, I'm trying to use tact. What happened was we were having it was supposed to be at 4 o'clock, and then they moved it up to 2:30, which was fine. The storm, they were afraid of the rain and the storm, and they were going to have the tree lighting in town and all of that. But a lot of people didn't know that the end of our street, which is a main street, one of the main streets here in our little town, was going to be blocked off because the parade was going right through the town part, right on the main street. Well, they were barreling down the street. I mean, you can see it in the background a lot of times when I do videos. They just fly up and down through. It's a small road. It's a 2-lane road. There's not many. Our place has a pull off because part of our driveway is, in front. And the people across the road, they have a small place for the mailman to pull off to leave. But all the other houses up and down through here, most of them don't have places to pull off. So they were barreling down through here. Well, there's a store right back there, that building. There's a little tiny 2-lane, almost like an alley road that's between that building and a little house on the corner. And these people were barreling down the road, and then like, what do we do? And so then they were having to shoot down that side street. Well, it was so bad they were turning around in the middle of the road. And here I sit on the sidewalk and I'm thinking, this could be really bad. I'm thankful, but I was also shocked that nothing major happened, because they were going faster than what they're doing now, and there was nowhere for them to go. And so they were whipping in and trying to turn around in the main road, and they were going over in the neighbor's yard, and it was just a big old mess. I was really aggravated that they didn't have the road. They should have had the road up the street blocked off to where that those people knew when they got to that point to turn, because there's several streets they would have had to have crossed and gone to have gotten to Walmart and the other places that they needed to go, or turn around and go back up the street. So they should have had the street marked off better, but they didn't. They just had a policeman down here at the end of the street, and he just kind of stood there and watched all of the events. And I respect him and his job, but I'm so thankful that nothing major happened, because it was bad. They were flying. They were absolutely flying. They were using our driveway, our pull-off, the neighbor's yard, the neighbor's driveway. It was bad. One business, a small truck, pulling a trailer, went down. Well, there was no way they would have probably jackknifed the trailer trying to turn around and go back. And so there was things that could have been handled a little better about preparation. And I know everybody was in a hurry, anticipating the storm and the rain and all that. And I know, but I'm just so thankful that there wasn't an accident, because it was crazy the whole time the parade was going on. So I had to quit filming. I was so disgusted because I was wanting to show parts of the parade on my channel here, but I don't even know that I could edit it enough because of the traffic. They were turning around on the sidewalk. I was sitting on the sidewalk. So it was bad, but I don't even know that I could edit enough to even see because of the traffic. So anyways, we had our Christmas parade. So it looked like a good one. There was a lot of things going on in the parade, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. That's okay. I heard it. We heard the sirens. Poor Biggs and Sophie, they were so upset. I took them out to have their little break time. And Sophie has never experienced a lot of these things. And Veterans Day parade just amazed her. She's just sitting there going like this. But they came down our street. right down in front of our house, which I wish the Christmas parade had. But she was just amazed, the different things, the cars, vehicles, the marching, the band. She was just amazed. So yesterday, she was nervous, and Bixby was real nervous because of the sirens. A lot of the law enforcement was in the parade, and so the sirens was going constantly, and they didn't care for that at all. They were just like, they were just breathing real hard, and so I just ended up having to bring them in. So anyways, we had our Christmas parade yesterday. I would love to have seen it all. I would love to have been able to film it and show clips, and I'm sorry, but I don't know that I could edit enough of it to even be worthwhile to show. It'd just be like a millimeter of a second. Yeah, it was, the traffic was bad. I mean, you see it on my films a lot. You hear it on my video, and eventually you won't see it or hear it, probably because I'll be in the basement. You may hear walking overhead because of the neighbor. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're warm. I know it's turning so cold. I'm not ready for the cold weather, but hey, it's December. We're supposed to have cold weather here in Tennessee in December. So I try to stay in as much as I can. But I had an absolute wonderful time getting out the other day. It was so nice to be out and about, and got treated to Starbucks, had a good lunch. We met our little friends that's coming here. We met them for lunch at Cheddar's and just had a good time. It was a good day. So I'm so thankful. So thankful. We are babysit. Well, it's not really a baby. I don't even know how to word this. We are protecting a bearded dragon in our basement. I don't know how I feel about that. It's so funny because, there's times I wake up and I think, what would I do if that little bearded dragon gets loose? And I wake up and it's like on me. I don't know. What would I do? I would probably be healed and walk better. Probably run. I would probably run. That would be a miracle. That would really be a miracle. But a friend of ours is moving, and she didn't have anywhere to take him, so he's in our basement right now. So I try not to make eye contact with him. He's in an aquarium. He's got a nice place, and he's content. He has lights, and he has heat, and so he's protected. So I just had to mention that. So if you see me and I'm like, he's gotten loose, I probably won't be that calm because I'll be anticipating where I'm going to go and how I'm going to get there. He's cute. I did look in on him the other day. I went down to do some laundry, and I thought, well, I'm curious. And he was over on his little hammock, and all I could see was the backside of him. And I thought, oh, he's not so scary. My neighbors, my mom's neighbors, some of the kids, a couple of the kids in the neighborhood had the little dragons, and one little girl would bring hers over to see me. His name was Charizard, and he'd be on her shoulder, and I think he was missing part of his tail. I forgot what she told me about his tail, but I told her, I said, honey, I really wish you wouldn't bring him over here because Jade is a rat, Jack Russell, and, she would, I'm afraid. I said, please. Jade was so innocent, but if she saw a frog, she would go hysterical. I mean, you could even say, where's Freddie? Because we named him. We would have frogs on my mother's ramp and around my mother's porch all the time. So we named him. And I'd say, where's Freddie? And she'd go hysterical. I mean, she was just, so I told my little neighbor, I said, or my mom's little neighbor, I said, please be careful. Hold on to him, because if he were to get afraid and jump off, I don't know what Jade would do, and I don't know what Gracie would do, and I don't want to find out what they would do. But she protected it good. But he was cute. He was smaller. This one looks a little larger than Charizard did. And then one of the other little neighbor boys had one, and they'd meet up in the circle and they'd talk and I guess discuss lizard happenings and stories. So I'd always get so tickled. I'd say, well, they're having a lizard meeting out in the in the parking lot. It was so cute. But yeah, so we're protecting a bearded dragon. I hope he's full grown. I hope he doesn't get, because if I go down there sometimes and he's as big as Biggs, then I don't know. I wish you could see what I see. Biggs likes to sleep on his back, so he's all reared over on his back, and he's just snoozing up a storm. But I'm getting off from here. I've rambled about everything. I just wanted to say hello, and I hope everyone is staying safe and warm. Please be kind to others, and if you have that special person or special people in your life that have meant a lot to you, let them know. Send them cards, call them. Almost every card I think I sent her, I put my phone number, because I thought if she ever wants to talk, she can call me. And we talked a few times earlier on through the years. You know, she would call me or I would call her, but we never failed to send a card. And I found one the other day before she went to heaven, and I was reading, and I always loved her precious cards. You know, I can still see her, the way she held her ink pen. I can still hear her voice in my head, and I hope I always remember that, you know, those moments, because we should never forget somebody that's been that kind and that precious to us. And she was my angel. She was my angel. And so she is an angel now. And but thank you for bearing with me today, getting me through all of this rambling, topic change. And pray for us that we get through all this construction work and that we can get it done and we don't have any problems. It seems like, you know, there's so much that you need to do in a home, and then when you're doing it, it always calls for other things, like changing out a vanity. And when you're dealing with an old house, that's not as easy as it is if you're in new construction. We just had all the plumbing replaced back earlier in the summer. So thankfully, thank the Lord, we had that done. But there's still things that were changed that my son still had to go. And then we had a kitchen faucet that had been changed, but the sprayer, for some reason, the sprayer sprung a leak or something. So we were having to leave it laying down in the sink all the time. And so he replaced that. And then, of course, you know, you've always got an old house where something's always in the way underneath the sink. And we're getting the kitchen redone, but that's probably going to be the last thing I think my son said that he wanted to do. Right now he wants to get the dining room finished and be able to put his books in there. And then there's some work that we're going to do upstairs to help him out. And then his bathroom's going to have to be finished, and then all of that will be done, and then the kitchen will be the last thing. So, you know, there's always an old house. This house was built in 48. So it's up there in years. And you know, when you replace wood things, you've always got problems in areas. So we've already had the foundation work done, and you know, none of the walls are square. You know, even with new builds, my son said even with a lot of the new builds, the things are not always square. So I'm hoping there's no more hiccups. I'm hoping everything from here on out goes smooth so that we can get it done and get it fixed to where when he comes home at night, he can kick back and relax, and he doesn't have to see sheetrock missing and all of that. He'll have it done, and he'll have it painted the colors he wants it painted, and it'll be really nice. And I'm so thankful. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Hit the subscribe button and the like and the notification button, and join me back next time with more Crochet with Lulu. Take care. Have a safe rest of your Sunday afternoon. Be safe. Be kind. Bye-bye.